Alright, everybody, we are back with more Tales of the Black Death, and last time I apparently can die in a chapter because my moral compass doesn't exist. Much like in real life. No. Okay, I'm not that bad. Anyway, I did manage to hide in a cart going out and found Lorenzo out here, so they didn't catch him, which is good. And then I showed him the bread that I brought, you know. Even though the bread's been through hell and back, and I wouldn't want to eat it. Renzo grabs the bread out of your hand and cuts the load in half and hands over a piece. I knew you weren't useless after all. Renzo looks at the gates in the city where the guards are standing. Well, better not stay here too long. Let's head for the coastline. Whew. So that's what it took to get past that. Okay. If y'all remember last time, I totally kept screwing up and I would die, and then I got out of the gates just fine, but it's like, oh, you weren't good enough. And I'm like, I'm not supposed to be good. I'm trying not to die. Alright, treacherous roads. You enter a nearby forest, and soon you're surrounded by tall pine trees. The dirt road leads west, and Lorenzo takes the lead. Suddenly you hear horse hooves beating the dirt half behind you. Oh no! Turn around to find a fish basking against your forehead. Oh, that's pleasant. Okay. Headache time. You fall to the ground as three riders in boiled leather armor surround you and Lorenzo. No. Pulling out a sword, the leader of the group asks for all of your possessions. Can't have them. You open your satchel and only find an old rag linen. You start to explain you have nothing to give him. Lorenzo shakes his head. You hear some noise behind you. So everything goes black. Oh, great. I'm dead. You wake up with a splitting headache. Dry blood stinging your eyes. Huh. Your mouth is gagged by a dirty cloth and your wrists are bound by leather shackles to the wheels of a wooden wagon. What did I ever do to deserve this? I was just leaving Florence. Lifting your gaze, you see Lorenzo unconscious behind you. Not too far away, two of the riders are having a conversation. They overhear how they'll sell you off as slaves. No, can't do that. After inspecting your restraints, the riders walk away and enter a rundown shelter. You think you're safe for a while, but then you see a wild boar sniffing around. I just can't win. You doubt the beast was lured by the scent of your blood. Inspect the cart, listen for the riders. Shit. Inspecting the cart. The rusted nail peeks out of the wooden planks of the wagon, and after a few attempts, you rip through your gag. That's good. Beside the riders' heated conversation, the place is calm as a mill pound. Using your teeth, you bite and chew on the restraints around your wrist. Sadly, the leather is too hard. Damn it. Oh, great. The wild boar notices you and goes into a charging stance. Knowing these beasts are unpredictable when they're frightened, you move carefully. You need to think of something quick. Ew. Either kick the piggy or soak your restraints in blood. That doesn't sound like fun at all. I'm gonna kick the piggy. Don't kick the piggy! In an attempt to divert the attention of the wild boar, you throw the blood-drenched cloth over his head. Oh, that's smart. The beast doesn't budge. Suddenly, it jumps to your face, biting and chewing at you. Great, I pissed off a pig. You want to protect yourself, but your hands are tied. Literally. Okay. Your screams attract the riders, but they simply watch as the wild boar rips you apart. Oh, thanks, guys. I killed myself. Backtrack and make better choices. Don't kick the piggy, boys and girls. 2 keys in life. Don't burn you the kitty, and don't kick the piggy. Okay, so I get captured by the people, unless I'm not supposed to get captured by the people. I don't really want to soak my stuff in blood to try to get it off, but I mean, what am I going to do? I can't kick the piggy. Only takes a few bites for his powerful jaws to come to the shops. Okay, so the piggy attacked since I accidentally skipped something, and he bit through them for me. Once you're free, you throw the leather straps away. To your luck, the beast follows the blood restraints into the forest. Alone again with Lorenzo, you make sure the riders are still busy and try to break the restraints. Excuse me. She managed to damage the thick part of the leather. You notice one of the riders heading towards you. No. What the hell? Before you have time to react, he lands a mighty blow to your chest, knocking you down violently. Jerk. Seeing Lorenzo regaining his consciousness, then starting to pull at his restraints, the rider reaches for his knife and walks closer to him. Attack the rider or distract the rider. Fooch. This is not fun. I mean, it is fun, but it's not fun. Go on, attack him. Pick up the largest stone you can find and raise it over your head. You walk towards the rider, and just before he stabs Lorenzo, you bring the rock down onto the man's head with all your might. Crack. Large cracking sound resonates as the man collapses in the dirt. Ew. Did you kill him? We have to get out of here. Oh, that's a great idea. At that moment, two other riders come out of the shelter. No, go back. Without hesitation, you run off into the bushes, closely followed by Lorenzo. You choose a path where branches are thick, and you're sure to slow down the riders. Okay. You run until your muscles ache until you can no longer run. Lorenzo collapses next to you, then crawls to a nearby tree stump. I'm exhausted. I think we are safe here for the night. As you lie down on the cold grass, you realize you've lost the ragged linen you've been using as a makeshift bed. No. Still traumatized by the violent scene, you wonder if you'll be able to sleep. You think we killed that rider, don't you? You answer with heavy silence. People dying from a disease is something. Crashing a rock into a man's skull, that's something else altogether. Oh great, now I'm a murderer. Stop rubbing it in, Lorenzo. You're the thief. In your mind, you play through the scene over and over again. We had to defend ourselves, right? I mean, if we didn't fight back, we'd be dead, right? You nod silently as you recall the sound of cracking skull. Ugh. In the distance, you hear the sound of crashing waves as a salty breeze fills your nostrils. Oh boy, we're at the beach. Lorenzo hears it too. We are near the coast. Let's just make it through the night. Good plan. Finally, you fall asleep. The cold and humid wind bites at you all night. Wake up, Baldassar. As you open your eyes, Lorenzo comes out of the forest. I didn't find anything to eat around here. Let's head for the closest city, or else we're going to starve to death. As you start strapping your boots, Lorenzo places his hand on your forehead. Geez, are you feeling ill? Don't say that to me. You're as white as a ghost. You push his hands and stay away, and stand up. Oops, can't talk. As blood rushes to your head, a wave of dizziness passes through your whole body. Clearly, you've caught some illness. I don't want to catch an illness, because there's only one going around. Bleak Harbor. Seagulls circle the harbor, and as half a dozen anchored boats sway back and forth on the foamy sea. On the docks, a few wooden stalls offer exotic goods. Others sell fish, oysters, and clams. As peddlers deal with their goods with the locals, you understand people here are oblivious to tragedies taking place in Florence. Look at those boats. Don't you just want to set sail into the unknown? Sure. You shrug at the question with a faint smile. After scanning the pier, Lorenzo walks into the crowd. You follow his every step. He stops near a herring stand and looks straight at you. This time, let's stick together, so I don't end up looking for you half the night. Renzo hints at the drying fish on the stand. If you want to survive in this world, you have to learn to bend the rules. Okay, but you just scolded me for killing someone. Then you're like, if you want to survive, you gotta do stupid things. If that means making coins for a blind man, then that's what it means. No. Oh, it just got 10 times worse. Man, I don't want to hear you scolding me for killing people ever again. Dang it. My will to survive says to agree with them, and my moral compass that kind of exists but not really says not to, so I'm going to disagree. Shake your head in silence. I knew you'd disagree. Lorenzo takes out a piece of sun-dried fish he stole from a few moments ago at the fish stand and eats it. Right in front of you, bitch. Your life, your choices. Thanks. As you watch him gulp down the fish, your belly grumbles. Between two merchant caravans, they're selling various vegetables. Lorenzo spots an old tavern. See that building? That's where we need to go. Together you cross the busy plaza and stop at the door of the tavern. Peering over the entrance, you notice a large wooden sign, and I'm not going to read that because I suck at Italian. The Old Tavern of Pablo. Thanks. You actually read it in English. Yay. Renzo gives you a smirk. Did you ever pickpocket a highborn? The only highborn I know are in World of Warcraft, and nobody wants to pickpocket those. But no, I never have. You're about to reply with the details of your night in Florence when Lorenzo enters the tavern. Intrigued, you follow behind him. Drunken deceit. Oh no, not drunken deceit. The dark and smoky tavern reeks of sweat and ale. Oh, that's lovely. Warm fireplace illuminates one side of the room, and at every table men are cursing, drinking, and debating on all matters. In a low mutter of drunken conversations, the word pestilence seems to rise above all the others. The rowdy drunks toast to their misfortunes and bless the ale in their hands. Lorenzo scans the room and then pushes his pointy elbow into your side. That tall, skinny guy over there by the bar? Nice clothing? Neat haircut? Surely he must have more than a few coins lining his pockets. You spy the well-dressed patron as he pushes away yet another empty glass in front of him. If we can get some of those coins, we could buy a warm meal. Maybe even find boarding for the night. Wouldn't you enjoy the comfort of a nice bed, if only for one night? You can't help but smile at the idea. After his fifth drink, the lad pushes all the empty glasses far from him and then wobbles his way across the room to the door at the rear of the tavern. Since I've been doing all the heavy lifting, this one's yours. What? Okay. Why can't he die from moral compass failure? Determined, you take the lead and walk to the back of the tavern. I don't want to pickpocket the rich dude. As you exit through the back door, you find the well-dressed drunk relieving himself in the alleyway. Well, I always wanted to find a rich, dressed, drunk guy peeing. You walk towards the man silently and manage to grab a hold of his purse. Just as you start to pull the purse away, the man grabs your wrist. How dare you, stealing from a nobleman? Oh no! I'll have you arrested and locked up. Quickly, Renzo appears behind you. Let go of my friend. Oh, that's gonna work. Okay. Feeling outnumbered, the drunken noble starts fidgeting. Oh, great, he's a twitcher. Let's not get rough here. I'll play you for it. Okay. I'll ask you a riddle, and if you can solve it, well, I'll give you my purse. Man, I need to find people like this. You look behind you, Lorenzo. He winks at you with a grin. You nod to the nobleman, accepting his offer. What? When young, I'm sweet in the sun. When I'm middle-aged, I'll make you joyful. And when I'm old, I'm valued more than ever. What am I? I think I know what it is. It's wine. The nobleman looks at you and frowns. Wine it is. You're much more clever than you appear to be. Okay. The nobleman looks at his hand holding your wrist and whimpers. Fine. Keep my money. Man, I want some money. Can I, answer some riddles? People can give me money. I don't need it where I'm going anyway. Defeated, the nobleman hands over his purse. After stumbling on his own foot, he walks off into the darkness of the courtyard. Ow. You walk into a deserted plaza and reach the front door of an inn. This place will do perfectly, but I have an idea. Let me go in, I'll negotiate the price, and pick a room on the far side. I'll come and get you after. Just don't stand here in plain sight. You nod in agreement, and as Lorenzo enters the inn, you make your way to the nearby docks. Ablaze. I'm not sure I like the name of this chapter. An orange glow appears over the harbor, and as you step out of a back alley, you are stricken by a petrifying sight. The sails of a mighty merchant vessel have caught on fire, and the flames are spreading to the large mast. On the docks, three archers stand in perfect alignment in front of a fire pit. Suddenly, a fourth man comes out of the shadows. With his command stature and clean uniform, there's no doubt this man is the captain of the harbor. Clenching his fist, he considers the merchant ship as it drifts away from the pier. On my command, the archers dip their arrows into the fire and prepare to aim at the fleeing vessel. Knock. Draw. And loose. Alright. In flawless synchronization, the archers release their flaming arrows. You look in amazement as three fiery arrows traverse the harbor and land on the deck of the boat. Shouts emerge out of the darkness as bright orange flames begin to devour the wooden deck. A group of onlookers gather on the docks to witness the tragedy. If they're putting it on fire, how is this a tragedy? Accustomed to keeping bystanders' information, the captain turns his attention to them. The vessel is rumored to have sailed from the port city Kappa. We discovered half the crew is sick. Oh my god. Sailors and merchants were stricken by the disease. The plague of boils. A few of the bystanders gasped at the revelation. We told them they needed to leave, but they didn't listen. That is, until we decided to use persuasive measures. Wait. You're burning people alive on a boat. That's persuasive. Okay. You watch and dread as sailors, lit on fire, crawl off the ship's deck and into the black water of the sea. Oh, that's disgusting. Let it serve as a warning to all other plague-stricken sailors and merchants. As the harbor master turns his attention to the archers, you see a shadow drift over the open sea. Focusing your gaze, you make out a rowboat with half a dozen men heading to the docks. Oh, shit. Clearly, they've escaped from the burning ship and seek refuge. As they reach a distant ladder, you start to climb up on the mainland. You notice some of the sailors are too weak to pull themselves up. Stay with the bystanders or lend a hand. If I lend a hand, I might get the disease. So I guess I'm gonna watch. As the 6 sailors manage to reach the docks, you realize many of them are too weak to climb up the ladder. Others are holding back coughs as they hide behind the stocks of barrels, crates, and fish nets. Noticing you near a fishmonger gazebo, the harbor master walks over. What are you doing there, creeping in the darkness? The harbor master looks at you suspiciously. You're not from around here. Which company do you belong to? As you turn your attention from the 6 sailors, the harbor master takes notice of your distraction. What are you looking at, boy? You hesitate to answer. Speak up. I have no patience for meanders of oglers. I'm going to show indifference or denounce the sick sailors. Fuck. I don't really want to give them away, but they're going to make the city sick. Then again, the city's going to get sick anyway. I read history about this shit. Show indifference. Dang it. Moral compass. Wow. Dang it. You point at the sailors who are hiding behind the wooden crates. As you tattle, one of the sailors spots you and curses loudly, alerting his mates. Before the harbor master has time to react, they all scatter like frightened seagulls. Displeased, the harbor master snarls and points over to the crates. Excuse me. On my command, in unison, the archers dip their arrows in the flaming pit. I just burn people alive. I feel good. Each I can't talk. Each archer aiming at a different sailor, all manage to reach their targets. Through the crates, 3 men burst into flame, collapsing to the ground to fight for their lives against the merciless fire. I'm not a good person. Terrified by such inhuman behavior, you leave the docks with an immense feeling of guilt. I feel nothing guilty. You walk all the way back to the inn and find Lorenzo waiting for you outside. Where were you? Well, doesn't matter. I got us a room. Without another word, Lorenzo leads you to the back of the inn and enters through an open window. Lay low and follow me. You crouch and follow Lorenzo as he passes discreetly from one corridor to another. Soon you reach a room with a broken door. This is it. Let's not make too much noise, and I guarantee no one will bother us. As you walk into the room, Lorenzo claims the first dibs on the bed by the window. You smile as your nose catches the smell of beef stew. I got us some food from the kitchen. Soon the meal is served and you both eat in bed like princes. Warm food cures your lingering nausea. You haven't felt as happy in many nights, but as Lorenzo falls asleep, a feeling of guilt comes over you. You stare at the ceiling and slowly, shadowy shapes morph into dark eyes looking back at you. Oh my gosh, because I gave up those dudes, I'm back to being a bad moral person. Seriously. You know what? They're going to sneak into the city and pass the Black Death around. Did you really want that? You suck. I gotta do that whole chapter over again. Well, we've been playing a good half an hour on this, and I'll finish the chapter up again before I come back. I honestly just think it's bogus that I can be a bad person and lose a chapter. Because, like I told Lyrical, you're trying to survive. You don't just, mess around. You survive. My moral compass doesn't make a difference if I'm stranded on an island with you. Sorry, friends. Jeez. Alright, so anyway, now that you all know that I'll eat you on a deserted island, you can stay tuned for the next time I play this. And I'll see you all soon. Bye.